once again!
He'll be back in a second. Hello everyone, it's the two of us again. I'm Earndil.
And I'm Speaker Dave!
And to improve our efforts at transparency yet further, it's time for another State of the Ogre video.
You may recognize us from hit films Bronson Goes to California, Death by Doug, and Pickleball. But also from our voices and writing for Hunter the Parenting, Half-Life Zero Viscosity, and other things.
It's been a considerable step up from the last time we made one of these videos, but since that was about 2 years ago now, there's been a few changes.
Yes! Such great and terrifying things have transpired thanks to everyone's continued support, and we want you all to see the fruits of your labor.
They're more like vegetables than fruit.
A cool vegetable, like a sunchoke or a daikon radish.
Those aren't cool or just white-fleshed tubers.
You're killing me, man. You're killing me.
Step up.
Let's just jump straight into one of the big and important changes and topics with Chapter 5. We will immediately attack you with an update on the long-anticipated Chapter 5 of Hunter the Parenting and tell you how HTP is changing going forward. Chapter 5 has taken far more time than we ever anticipated, and we are terribly sorry for that fact. I will note that Chapter 5 itself has ran into several snafus, with Summer Vacations, the Ghoul audio log, and the Norfolk Wizard game ending up taking a lot of time from it. Something we explicitly did not want, but, well, here we are. Best laid plans and all that. What's more, as it turns out, Chapter 5 has become our longest chapter yet, almost at 50 minutes long, with one particular scene towards the end of the chapter having been, let's say, extra in every sense of the word. It took a long time for Chapter 4 to release as well, but Chapter 5 has been an even more painful affair. For Chapter 6 and going forward, we've made some structural changes to our script work process to facilitate shorter and sweeter chapters, far more like HTP Chapter 3. In addition, we've recognized that, observing median viewership, our audio logs are watched on par, in some cases, even more than the animated chapters. In the past, we've used our audio logs as supplementary material that expands the setting and gives our characters an opportunity for smaller moments. This allows for more natural, introspective development. Given the general viewership of the audio logs and our wish to, not have our animated chapters be over-bloated going into the future, we plan to no longer treat audio logs as merely supplementary. Instead, audio logs will be rebranded as sub-chapters, and they'll be treated with equal import and substance to the mainline chapters. As we write chapters, we will assume that people who watch them have also watched or listened to the audio log sub-chapters. And if they haven't, they'll either have to fix that or survive on the context clues and last time on recapsinations. We still plan to have many sub-chapters be focused on creative liberty, smaller character moments, expanding the setting and story vertically, and allowing for big lore dumps and exposition what we enjoy. But this series will now be a multimedia experience! Kind of like a game where you got in-game dialogue and it's interspersed with the animated cutscenes, and, you know, my life is like a video game, and I'm always trying to beat the stakes. This will not, on its own, make full chapters release any sooner. If we work more on audio logs, that just means we're focusing on audio logs instead of working on animated chapters. But there is a solution to this. One we've already applied. There's a reason why we just released 3 audio logs in a fairly short time span. It's because of our B team of audio editors and video composers, including the handsome personages of Earndil, Thunderpsyker, Vindicare, and Dr. White. Whilst the A team of animators, including Garrot, Carl, and, well, originally this was actually Alpha saying this, so it says I, Alfabusa. I'm not Alfabusa. Anyway, they focused primarily on Chapter 5, and the B team have almost entirely managed to crank out the Ghoul lore audio log, Akira Cross, and Discipline's audio logs on their own. And they're still on a roll. They've already finished the audio for a 4th audio log about Kevin and Guy Chapman. Now we're just waiting for some new art to be drawn for that one. So it's looking like videos will actually, finally, start releasing with at least some more regularity on this channel. But to keep it that way, and to keep advancing in this direction, we need your aid. Which is why the next topic is...
Update on the budget. When we first made the State of the Ogre video back in 2022, we were doing pretty dire financially. But in spite of that, through all of your decisive spending, we have received a large and frankly decisive cushion that ensured that we could rehire all the artists and other people that we had to let go.
However, despite views staying largely uniform with last year, AdSense has gone down for, as far as we know, everyone on YouTube, despite an increase in ads per video.
What that means for us is that the income we take in from ads placed in the video, not the ones we ourselves handpick, the ones YouTube places, is significantly reduced. Our Patreon is in a good space, but has gone down slightly since 2022. However, with the reduction in AdSense, we'd only ask to help cushion the Patreon or YouTube membership to balance things out again. As of currently, we are at about $19,000 US on the Patreon. At 23,000, we're stable, so we'd like to set up something of a goal from that with this video to see if we can hit that target and do our best to remain there. You'd be surprised how much even a single dollar per person can do to help, and we've got memberships on the Patreon ranging from $1 up to $60, depending on how much you're willing to give yourself. We are a studio of now 9 whole people operating this as a full-time employment with a number of other skilled freelancers. And we absolutely appreciate any help in securing this as a stable means of continuing to live. I now count myself among these people, and I can only give my most sincere thanks to everyone who's joined us in supporting this project. But I know my thanks are only so meaningful, so I intend to use that energy to help increase workflow here in Ogre Popenang. We're still very much in the income needed for a company to survive stage, but in the future, it'd go a long way to securing peace of mind for us, so we're not stressing to death like some kind of common deer in an enclosure by the highway. Look at him. Can't even do his taxes in peace.
If we happen to hit any significant numbers past the 23,000 goal, we will employ even more people to help us with art, animation, and audio to boost our rate even further. We'd love to get more people working on our Actualplay projects. More full-time illustrators and another full-time animator would be very nice, given the mountain that Chapter 5 has been. But these are lofty goals, and we're not exactly the biggest channel out there. We're very niche, we have a history of effort creeping to the point where nothing releases, times are tough, we're not exactly an essential service. So we only ask you invest if you feel like our end products are worth it to you in the long run. Nevertheless, we also have new news on the fabled Norfolk Wizard game. For those not in the know, an Actualplay is effectively a pre-recorded session of a pen and paper RPG that is then edited and made flashy and spectacular and very sexy by a comparatively small roster of audio editors and animators for a more immersive experience. Norfolk Wizard Game is here predominantly to help bulk out our catalog, but also for me, Speaker D, to show you the thrilling, baffling, bungling, and bepic world of Mage the Ascension. It is my personal favorite of the WAD games, and I am very evil. These mercifully take even less resources to make than audio logs, but they do still take time and effort away from mainline content for now, so we will endeavor to diversify our portfolio. Earndil, why are you making me read this bureaucratic jargon?
Mostly as a joke.
Why don't you read this?
Because I'm a full-time writer with Alpha now, and I will make you dance for me, monkey boy.
Ah, he's making me dance like a monkey. Hey, stop making me speak dispassionately in your script. This is bullshit.
Meta commentary is fun. Anyway, there's more to discuss about other projects we have.
But I want to talk about Demon the Fallen! Wait, no I don't. I hate Demon the Fallen. Actually, Speaker D's actual thoughts on Demon the Fallen are relatively nuanced and are not completely held within this script. Stop making me say things!
I'm writing you out of the script now. Right. Rads to Riches, a Fallout Arkansas Actualplay. In order to yet further broaden our horizons, I pitched a project idea to Alpha that should, ideally, be less intensive in terms of time investment than a whole new series that needs demanding animation. This is where we enter my personal realm of expertise, that being a series in the similar vein to Norfolk Wizard Game. It is in the early preliminary stages. We are still compiling things together and setting up recording dates for it, but we shall be foraying into the realm of Fallout for this. With myself at the helm as the GM for this Actualplay and the animating and editing prowess of our team, this is going to be a fairly immersive and snazzy affair, just like Norfolk Wizard Game. This is, mercifully, also possible because, as stated before, I have been hired on full time and can devote a number of my talents to ensuring that it proceeds at a good pace, hopefully. Broadening our reach in terms of finding new and exciting things to show you all is one of our goals, and details on this and other projects are, as always, available for free on our Patreon. I will now summon Alfabusa to get the next topic.
Earndil Postborn, the undead.
We haven't secured the rights to bless its character yet. We can't do that.
Copyright.
Can you talk about zero viscosity in this
Oh
part?
God, why am I speaking like this? Is this how you think I talk?
We've been over this already.
Okay. As Earndil indicated, we do want to try and keep a stable of settings we can operate within, so this does not become World of Darkness abuser channel. And one of those is one which we have had to take a regrettable hiatus from, Half-Life Zero Viscosity. This was admittedly one of our favorite projects to work on, and we have some great plans for the future installments, but at the time of its release, the reception was, suboptimal, I guess, for the amount of effort we put into it. When Zero Viscosity came out, we were in some pretty dire straits financially for our team, so we sort of had to shelve it temporarily. And now that things have improved, again thanks to all of your kind support, we are looking into resuming it once we clear up our work queue for Hunter the Parenting. We will be returning when we're next able, as we already have the majority of the voice work completed for the next episode in the list, and with continued support we can work on it even if the view count winds up being about the same as the last stuff. We have some big important plans for the next and possibly last 2 episodes of Zero Viscosity, but we must first comb through the buttery ooze that is Hunter the Parenting, so we can round that off and get it to you. Egg! I grow weary of talking and must get my famous meal of boiled brown stew. I think there is one final thing on the docket.
Yeah, it's the same thing as last time, and I'll try to keep it brief, but reiterate our stance on the matter because you all deserve to have us address it at least.
State of Gamers Workshop and Warhammer.
Why the fuck Gamers Workshop? I'm gonna kill you. As I said, I'll be brief on the matter, but suffice it to say we've been monitoring the situation and there hasn't been any real update on Games Workshop's zero tolerance policy. I do want to take a moment to address some lingering confusion about the matter, and that is simply that we do not want to risk anything just because GW hasn't currently been openly shutting down fan content, only threatening to do so. We know. And we can see that some things remain up while others nebulously disappear in the wake of the policy. We're still going to err on the side of caution and wait for them to expressly give permission to people to produce such fan content, especially given that we, specifically, never meant to compete outright with GW, only to express our love and admiration for their product. That clearly didn't work out in our favor after the rule was enabled, so we shall continue to remain at a safe distance from the matter. I'd really like for it to be rescinded, but until it does, we will continue to create something else for anyone who wants to watch or listen.
And I believe that covers everything. It's been nothing short of miraculous what we've been able to accomplish with all of your help. The criticisms, the positivity, the love, the hate, the adoration and adulation, the scorn and the swarm. The swarm! The swarm! The swarm!
Alright, I'm segueing off of that one. You've all been a great help. We owe our continued business and existence to you, and we hope you'll want to stick around for more of what we do. Until then, though, we hope you have a popping rest of your day. When did Speaker get back in this?
Hey, can we stand, Blessed?
Enough. I'll end this world now.
We don't have the budget for that!
Yes, it is me, Alfabusa. Big, massive thank you to all from me and every fiber of my being. I appreciate you all.